Hey guys, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I want to thank you so much for the continuous support, suggestions and phone calls. Today's vlog we're looking in St. Thomas, usually a sugarcane parish. But since the decline of the sugar industry, we have seen a lot of individuals have to be looking at different means of earning income. One such as agriculture. A lot of persons are now going into cattle rearing, goat rearing, but a very common one, especially for women, is poultry production.
Maria's chicken, Maria's goat. I look about my family and I still have my style and my rank there when I sell clothes to deal with.
Set up your pot, man. Where you cook on the pot? How long you guys have been in broiler production?
Since here.
About 4 months. So you guys constructed this pen by yourself?
With help of community members.
So why raise chicken?
Well, it's easy and faster.
Make money?
Yes, you can. Depends on if you have good money management.
Okay, money management. And what about managing the birds? That's important also.
Yes, because you have to manage the birds then in order for you to go throughout the 6 weeks and have none passed on.
So many animals, say your first time or your second time, how many animals did you lose? You lose a lot?
First batch, I think it was 8, and the second batch 3.
Oh, so you're getting better as time progresses.
Right.
So what's your weight gains looking like at 6 weeks?
What's my
Weight gain looking like at 6 weeks. So what's a pound? The final pound?
poundage? 4.5, 5, 6 pounds.
You getting the same thing too?
I get like 4.5. I get few 5 pounds.
5 pounds.
And 3.5.
So you guys sell this meat to who you sell it to?
Well, me join drink out, so I sell my fellow members in the group. That we have a drink out.
Okay.
Bingo drink out. So yes, and you have outsiders too, where you like household come and buy also.
Okay.
So like household and cook shop.
Okay.
What do you think?
I've had a lot of requests to do some vlogs on broiler production. So let us sit with Peta Gay Watson, where I've asked her what is her 5 major tips for farmers in poultry production.
Hi everyone, today we are going to speak a little bit about broiler production. Now in St. Thomas and Jamaica on a whole, a lot of broiler farmers are female farmers. Female farmers, some of them are single parents, some of them use broiler production as a means of sustaining the household or just to add up to where the finances are. Now for broiler production, my 5 tips to effective broiler production is feed, water, litter management, sanitation, and brooding. This is basically keeping your equipment clean daily. In your poultry house, you should always come inside and wash your water pans with bleach and soap every morning. This actually keeps down the bacteria that will be developed around the pans on a daily basis. Sanitation is key in your production. A clean house and a comfortable bird and a birds that are well fed means that you'll have more production and better production from your birds. Ensure that you have proper litter management. Your litter should not be wet, it should be dry all the time. Also, to encourage proper litter management, ensure that your water pans are not spilling over or dripping. Also, when you're constructing your house, do not have any zinc or board at the base. Person said that they're keeping out mongoose, rats and dogs, but it causes more stress or harm to the birds. So that is something that should be minimized in order to enhance the ventilation within the house. In terms of your litter management, this is a problem that a lot of farmers have. They use inadequate litter and they do not manage their litter properly. You should always come inside your house and turn your litter daily. This will encourage the litter to be aerated. In the aeration of the litter, it minimizes the odor content or the ammonia that will be developed. Also, when you come inside your house, if you observe any wet or cake spots, ensure that you remove it and replace it with a dry litter. Alright, brooding. Brooding is a special care that is given to the birds for the first 2 weeks of life. Now, before you actually go to collect your birds, you should actually set up your brooding area. In setting up your brooding area, You ensure that the area is fully curtained around so as to assist in trapping the heat inside of the house. Sawdust, which will be 4 inches thick, is placed on the flooring and newspaper is covered over the sawdust to prevent the birds from picking at the sawdust, as this can cause respiratory illnesses or becoming lodged in their esophagus. Now, after you go to the farm store and you receive your birds, before you take them home, ensure that you check them for deformities, as well as to ensure that they are active and your correct number of birds are in the box. When you're transporting your birds, the transportation should be done during the cooler time of the day. It means that you should transport your birds either early morning or late afternoon. This will minimize the heat stress on the animal during the transportation. Also, when you're transporting your animal, use a vehicle that provides proper ventilation or airflow for the birds. Do not transport your birds in a vehicle that is closed up. Now, for brooding, we mentioned that you should prepare the area before you actually go and pick up the birds. In preparing the area, once you have your sawdust with your newspaper covered, ensure that your feed and water pan is inside of the area. Also include your heat lamp. The heat lamp is effective because it will aid in regulating or trapping the heat inside of the area to assist the birds in regulating their body temperature. Once you're home with the birds, do not just put the birds in the area. Allow them to rest and cool off first. Now, what I see a lot of farmers do when they get home, and depending on the time of the day that they transport the birds, they either place the birds under a tree or put their fan on the birds to help them to cool down. After this can be for 20 minutes or so. Then you introduce them to the area. When you introduce them in the house, do not introduce them to the water immediately. Allow them to acclimatize themselves to the environment. After that, or within 30 minutes after arrival, then you can give them glucose water. Allow them to drink the water and to rehydrate themselves before you introduce them to feed. Now, when you're going to introduce them to feed, naturally you'll have your feed in either in the feed pan or in the feeder lid. You can also take a little of the feed and place it on the newspaper so that they pick at it and then get acclimatized to the feed. After that, you just observe them for the rest of the night. The following day, you just continue your observation, and if needed, you can administer your booster. Closed and enclosed environment. Keep them in this enclosed environment for the 2 weeks. If needs be, depending on the climatic temperature, you can raise one side of the curtain during the day if it gets too hot. After the 2 weeks, you can introduce them to a well-ventilated environment because at this time they're able to regulate their body temperature. These are my 5 tips to effective broiler production.
Personally, one of the greatest service offered by the hyper-technical team, and definitely RADA extension service, is that technical support to farmers. Farmers do enjoy getting this information to see that they can improve their production. One such so was the estimated of animal weight using the heart girth tape, where a lot of farmers were complaining that butchers were taking advantage of them just by estimating the weight and they were losing out in that regard. Also, another exciting aspect of our job is just to visit these farmers and see what their operation is like. You learn so much from visiting these farmers and hearing their stories. But sometimes we do travel in some very far locations.
Some road, me I want now over there. Look one this. Where is this?
To the Jamaican livestock sector.
Slavery tower. Breeze mill.
Them say the heritage site, me want to video it and send it and make some talk and go tell the heritage people them say, I maintain that something, I'm not get no money, you know. You're going to see me, man. You don't send it off, man. Why no one next? Some macachi out there and some bad something.
And turn it in a nice grazing paddock for the animal them.
send them out.
You know, send out the kids them, but it's the mother them you send out.
All damn good. Yeah, man, so take care next time.
Yeah, man, bless up.
Yeah, man.
Remember 10 o'clock here, Mr. Talbot?
Yeah, man, me I do that, man.
3 years. 3 years.
Stand up. And right now, you see, right now, four more come one. Two more red pole and 2 more brown. Effa. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, man, my plan right now, I set myself that's my race in a Jones position. Yeah, definitely.
How much cow you say you aim for? How much you aiming for?
100 hard.
100 odd.
Yeah, that's my level.
Where you want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I definitely have some woolly for land, you know.
You see this cow here, I always see them in St. Elizabeth. I think them brindle type coat. As in even when the sun is hot, this animal out here eating non-stop. This is like the heat resistant cattle of Jamaica, I can tell you that. I don't know what breed they are, but they are just very hardy. And we have the black, red pole looking, well, this kind of mix. Yeah, which one is the Mysa? This one over the Brahman over there. Brahm. It's a nice black Angus looking animal. And then see the red pole here sit down. This one look like a dairy breed. It's mixed up with some dairy breed. But why cattle farming? Nice calf. And have all its free pasture to run up and down and eat. It's red, nice red Angus.